God bless you. Thank you for joining me today for your midday motivation. Listen, we're bringing a conclusion to the last 7 days that we have been talking to you in regards to the driving force to favorable outcome. Today, I want to bring everything to a conclusion. I believe it's important that you and I would get a greater understanding as we have individualized each enemy. I want us today to bring it all together because it's important that we move into the next place according to the assignments that have been given to our life. Listen, I want to talk today from the 7 enemies of our land of promise. I want to bring all of these enemies together and bring us to a greater understanding what it is that God desires us to destroy. Number 1, I want you to understand before I go into the 7 enemies, I want you to understand this very important principle, this very important tool. Outcomes are the conclusion reached at the end of the process. I'll say it again. Outcomes are the conclusion reached at the end of the process. All of us, in order to acquire and to obtain that which God has assigned for us, I want to motivate you today that we've got to get to the outcomes. Outcomes are pivotal in the result of the process that we're moving into. Number 1, if you and I are going to continue to overcome, we must learn how to overcome the enemy of humiliation, embarrassment, disgrace, and shame. It is important because the Canaanites often want to keep us embarrassed about what we did. Listen, we've got to learn forgetting those things which are behind. We've got to learn how to reach forward to the things which are before. If we're going to overcome and gain the victory, it's going to be important that you and I will learn how to overcome embarrassment, learn how to overcome humiliation, learn how to overcome shame. Number 2, the second enemy that you and I must learn how to overcome is the enemy of discouragement. There are moments and times that we're in a low place, moments and times that we have cold feet, moments and times that we're disappointed and even lose our confidence. But it's going to be important because the Hittites often want to keep us discouraged, keep us in a low place. I want to encourage you. Listen, you've got to warm up your feet. You've got to begin to move. Everything that God has assigned for you is designed in overcoming discouragement. If you can take off the spirit of heaviness, build your confidence, you can make it, my brother. You can make it, my sister. The third enemy I want to challenge you with on this afternoon is the enemy of distraction. The enemy of distraction is the Amorites. The Amorites desires to agitate you. They desire to cause disorder and interruption. I want to put this pin right here because it's important. The interruptions never really stop you from getting to the place that have been assigned for you. Your land of promise may involve interruptions, but if you can handle the detours, you can move into the destiny that has been assigned for you. Listen, I want to encourage you. Even in the midst of agitation, even in the midst of distraction, listen, stay focused. I wrote a book over 10 years ago, Focus Changes Everything. My brother, my sister, you have to maintain your focus. It's imperative. Do not get distracted by the sideshow, but everything that God is moving us into is going to help us to conquer the enemy. Number 4, the enemy of offense. We cannot operate in the spirit of offense. We cannot operate as the Hivites would desire us to operate in faults, in violation and displeasure. Whenever you're unsatisfied with yourself, you allow the enemy of the Hivites to overcome you, to overtake you, and to cause you to miss because you've fallen short. Listen, even the word of the Lord decrees and declares, a just man falls 7 times, but it's not the falling, it's the ability to rise up. I want to encourage you. You can make it. I want to encourage you and inspire you, to motivate you. You have to overcome the enemy of offense. It happened, but listen, God is a restorer and he's able to build you up. The enemy, number 5, is the enemy of instability. The Girgashites. The Girgashites are key in keeping us hesitant. They're key in keeping us in an immature state, keeping us at vulnerability. I want to help you because instability often calls you to second guess and to rethink over and over the process of overcoming your enemy. If you can handle the Girgashites and understand, I cannot delay, my time is moving, it's important that you and I, watch this, even in our immaturity, we understand what we can handle. I can handle this enemy, but the moment I become vulnerable, I open myself up. Listen, if you can open yourself up, God has the power to heal you and close you back up again. I want to motivate you. It happened. I want to motivate you. Listen, don't delay any longer. The enemy wants you to keep wondering, but you can come out of this. The enemy number 6 is the enemy of the parasites. The parasites is the symptom. I'm gaining strength. You can make it, my brother. Here is the 7th enemy. It's the enemy of the Jebusites. The Jebusites is the enemy of exploitation and the enemy of dishonor. The key aspect of the enemy of the parasites, exploitation, is to keep you in misuse, to keep you in abuse. It happened. You have the scars to prove it. But I've come by to tell you, if you can handle the scars, you can embrace the stars. Listen one more time. If you can handle the scars, you can embrace the stars. Listen, you may have been abused, but use the abuse. Use the misuse. Come on, not to exploit your body, not to exploit what you have done, but to understand I'm coming up out of this. If I can embrace dishonor and understand if I can overcome dishonor, it happened. I dishonored my father. I dishonored my child. I dishonored my spiritual parents, but I'm coming to a place of realignment. Now God is saying to you, you can make it if you can overcome these 7 enemies in this 7th month. God says today that you'll begin to understand this is your moment. This is your season, and this is your time. Listen, I want to encourage you. The 7 enemies of your land of promise, if you can destroy your enemies, if you can conquer your enemies, I believe this afternoon that God will empower you to gain the promised land. God will encourage you and motivate you to gain your kingdom of heaven. This is your moment. The number 7 is the number of release. It's the number of victory. It's the number of freedom. Listen, today you have victory. Today you have power, and you have the authority to move in the free dominion. As I close, I need you to understand this. This is your time. This is your season, and this is your moment. This is your 7-minute motivation. Be blessed, my brother, and be blessed, my sister.